Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Want to see something cool? Come here, I'll show you. It just so happened that I ran out of fresh, drinkable water. And the only water source that I was available to find was this one. Now, the question that I'm interested in is, can I drink this water without getting sick? And what about now? There's only one way to find out. It's got a yellowish tint to it. But it tastes just like regular water. The yellow tint comes from all the trees and all the roots, and it's just minerals. It's still drinkable, but it actually tastes good. And this water is perfectly safe to drink. I've been using the Sawyer Micro Squeeze for 9 months now as my main water filter. I bought it in June last year and it's held up really well since then. I've used it on all of my overnight hikes and sometimes even my day hikes as well. What I'm saying is that I've used it for quite a bit now, and this review isn't just based on me purchasing it and making a YouTube review next week. When you first purchase the Sawyer Micro Squeeze, it comes with the water filter itself, a syringe, a pouch, which is a bit smaller than this one, and a straw, which I think I threw out because I couldn't find it. Honestly, I'm not too worried about that because the straw is pretty much useless anyway. It's meant to be attached to this end, to the dirty end, and then you can use this water filter as a live straw by drinking straight through it. It's useless in my opinion because you can just use it the same way without a straw. You just have to move in closer to the water source. If you are interested in weight, the water filter itself weighs 62 grams, the syringe weighs 32 grams, and the pouch weighs 29 grams. So essentially, it all barely adds any weight to your pack. It's all very, very lightweight. Now let's talk about when and why should you use this thing. It's a 0.1 micron hollow fiber water filter, which filters out almost all the bacteria from the water. To be specific, it filters 99.99999% of all the bacteria, which makes the water completely safe to drink. What it doesn't filter out though is heavy metals, which can be found in industrial regions, and it doesn't filter viruses and pesticides, which can be found around pastures and farmlands. What this means in real life is that you'll be able to safely drink any water that isn't right next to inhabited areas. For instance, most rivers, most lakes, springs, or even puddles, such as the one that I drank from earlier. A lot of people use this thing only as an emergency backup, but if you're walking for 2 or more days, you should always use it. By not using it, you'll have to carry at least 2 liters of water for each day of hiking, which adds up a lot of weight. This thing is totally safe to use, and it isn't that hard to use as well. I usually filter some water every day when I stop for a rest. And now I'll show you how to actually use this thing. First, you need to get some dirty water. For filling it up, you can use this pouch, which comes with the water filter, or a regular water bottle, because the Sawyer water filters use the same type of caps that come with any normal water bottle. When you're filling the water, try not to stir it up too much, because if it has too much dirt, the water filter will get clogged up faster, which means that you'll have to flush it more often. After that, you just need to screw on the Sawyer Micro Squeeze, turn it upside down, and out comes clean water. It really is that simple. But if you want to, you can also drink straight from the water filter or use it as a live straw, as I already mentioned earlier. Now, when you're done filtering, you have to get most of the dirty water out, and you do it like this. You know, just do it a few times until there's no more water coming out of the dirty end. Sawyer says that this improves the lifespan of the water filter. Whenever you filter any water through this water filter, the dirt and all the other particles from the water don't magically disappear. They stay inside, which is why you need to backflush it every once in a while. Otherwise, the filter will get clogged up and the water will come out very slowly. To backflush it, you need to fill up this syringe with clean filtered water, put it against the clean end of the water filter, and then press it as hard as you can. You'll see that the first time you do that, the water will come out very dirty, and as you continue doing that, it will become clear again. I'd say that you need to do that about 3 to 5 times to get most of the dirt out. The good news is that you don't need to backflush it after every use. If you use it in somewhat clean water sources such as lakes and rivers, you can do it maybe once every 10 uses or something, but you'll need to do it more often if you'll be using it in very dirty water sources. On the micro squeeze, the flow rate is pretty fast. I measured it before filming this video, and the fastest flow rate that I could achieve was 1 liter of water in about 80 seconds. I've actually used this water filter for 9 months now, and I've backflushed it with regular water occasionally. But to improve the flow rate, Sawyer actually recommends cleaning it out with warm vinegar every once in a while. I've done this before on my other water filter, the Sawyer Mini, and it improved the flow rate from 5 minutes per liter to 2 minutes per liter. So if I were to do the same on the micro squeeze, the flow rate could probably be even faster. But you know, honestly, 80 seconds per minute is really fast anyway. To do the vinegar cleaning process, you have to heat up a bowl of water, add about 1/5 of vinegar, and keep the water filter in there for about 1 hour. When that's done, you backflush the filter with all the vinegar water from the bowl, and the flow rate should become better again. This happens because the filter gets clogged up with calcium and other minerals over time, and the vinegar just clears it all up. Next, I wanted to talk about the largest downside of the Sawyer water filters. It's that these original Sawyer pouches aren't that reliable. They can burst very easily along the seams. It actually happened to me once, and I'm definitely not the only person who is saying this. This is the main reason why some people prefer water filters from other brands instead. But personally, I don't think it's that big of an issue because these pouches are very cheap. I got 3 for about $5 each. And if you use them correctly, they actually last a pretty long time. When I first started using them, I was squeezing them pretty hard, but I learned that you shouldn't apply that much pressure. At a certain point, when you keep pressing them harder, the water actually doesn't come out faster. Instead, it just puts a lot of pressure on these seams until they eventually burst. To give you an idea, I've used these 3 pouches that I bought for about 1 year, and none of them have burst so far. By the way, I'll link out to the 3 pouches that I bought down in the video description. The original one is only half a liter in size, and these ones are about 1 liter each. And the last thing that I wanted to mention is that you should be careful when using the micro squeeze in the winter months. Once this thing freezes, it may break the filter membranes inside and it could become unusable. So what you need to remember to do is always keep it inside your pocket because your body temperature will keep it from freezing. So is the Sawyer micro squeeze a good purchase? Well, yeah, definitely. It's easy to use, it doesn't take up much space, it doesn't weigh much, the flow rate is really fast, and to top it all off, it's also very affordable. I definitely recommend it over the Sawyer Mini, which is a bit lighter, but it has a much worse flow rate. The only downside is that the Sawyer water pouches aren't too durable. But if they break, you can always use a regular bottle just by screwing it on, or you can invest in another third-party pouch that's more reliable. Anyway, I hope this video helped you out. We have a lot of other videos about hiking gear and hiking in general, so subscribe if you're interested in that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
But only if you subscribed. Bye.
It actually tastes pretty... No.